It's your boy Girl here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of the 2022 LFs. Now, you guys see on the screen here, we have Ultra Gogeta now. They finally released the first Son of Ultra and everything, and this just gets me curious, right? Because there's going to be a LF most likely that's going to be announced in a couple of days for the videos and stuff. You guys seen that videos and stuff that they kind of talk about that's going to be coming out soon. And I just kind of want to talk about the 2022 LFs because we see how busted this Ultra Gogeta is, right? We see how as soon as he came out, he literally, stole the crown as the best unit in the game. Some people still say Goku Vegeta, but majority is going to say Ultra Gogeta is the best unit in the game. He's just insane. Like the fact that just his kit in general is nuts. Blast Storm, every time he uses 4 cards, he generates a blue card and destroys your old hand. So you can't even start a combo after he's done using the blue card. And then he just has the lock-in stuff, nullifies against greens. Green card nullifies cover change and all this dumb. Like if he gets rushed, he reduces sub count for his allies so he can throw them out instead of him getting rushed. So this guy is a very, very powerful unit, and we just seen how he just changed the meta. Like as soon as he came, fusions, was just like everyone was rocking fusions, and then this blue, purple Saiyan, him and Super Vegito, and then you can just rock him as your best blue for any team because he's just that amazing, right? He's not really restricted on a team that he wants to be put on, because if he's on the leader slot, he's going to get that extra damage and key recovery as well. So you just seen how busted he is, right? You just seen the power creep as soon as he came out. Now the reason why I'm talking about the 2022 LFs is because what's the name? Because we've been seeing these LFs getting dropped for monthly now. They've been starting to make these LF monthly step up banners, right? And I kind of want to go back in time when when LFs used to be kind of where they used to be dropped every 3 to 4 months, in between 2 to 4 months, around there, when they used to be kind of a lot more limited as they are now when they released them. Now it's monthly, but before it used to be not monthly. So I kind of want to go back and talk about it. So we're not going to talk about Beers because Beers was a Legends Limited. We're going to talk about LFs because I think once FSK was the first LF, that's when we saw the power of LF Legends Limited units. Because Beers, although he was a Legends Limited, he didn't have that LF, right? So you started with FSK, and FSK dropped best unit in the game, right? History tends to repeat himself. He gets his Zenkai, he's the best unit in the game as well. But when he first dropped, he was the best unit in the game. This guy was absolutely nuts. He could come back from a 1v3 situation. He was just that good. Nullify against color disadvantage, all that stuff when he's last stand, all that stuff. Busted unit. Goten was very, very powerful because you just rock him and FSK together, right? So Goten was a really, really great unit, pop unit too, because he just made FSK better. And then Sunfan was really good. You had the Otherworld Goku that just got his Zenkai, and you had that Blue Trunks that got his Zenkai. So those 4 together was very, very powerful. And then your green unit was whatever. But Goten was very, very powerful as well when he came out. Now we go to the first anniversary. Super Vegito stomps on FSK because he literally stops what he does best when he takes all away his buffs. History tends to repeat itself, right? That's really Super Vegito was just busted. He just did so much damage. He did so much damage that you just couldn't even do nothing against him. Then he had red Vegito, right? So any yellows to counter him, he had that red unit that can lock you in for 10 times and comes to rise and rush you. So this Super Vegito was the best unit in the game when he came out. Namco came out what? Namco came out 2 weeks after him, 2 months after him. Best unit in the game. He was so busted to the point where they had to change the whole PvP battle system because everyone would just float to the back and pop his blue card and just counter you every single time. This guy literally changed the battle system because of how busted he is with his counter blue card, right? It was absolutely nuts. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, he was terrible. But Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta was very, very powerful, right? So I just kind of want to look at this, the 6 units, the 6 LFs, and then the other ones I really don't care about. But the 6 LFs were 5 out of the 6 ones were busted. There was basically #1 units in the game when they dropped. So What I'm talking about with ultras is ultras kind of give me that fact, like that that little that glimpse of what they were doing with the LFs, where they'll drop them every couple months, and every LF that they dropped was you know arguably you could say they was the best unit game for their time before the next one came out. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about for ultras. When ultra like when they drop more ultras, like we might see different ultras just being the best unit in the game, because like we've seen how powerful this ultra Gogeta is, and then also with the boost system that they're getting, they're going to get an extra 20 damage inflicted and a lot more defense on them, so they're going to make sure that they're the best for whatever time they come out, right? And also ultras their Z power drop is a lot higher than regular sparking. Like we've seen here with Super Gogeta, 2,000 per drop. All you need to do is pull this guy 5 times and you can 14 star him. Everyone went ham on him because 5 times just to pull a 14-star unit, just to be so busted and stuff, like that's a very great deal. So that's also another thing to point out is the 2000 Z power. Now I don't know if the devs are going to keep doing the 2000 Z power. Like I don't know if this was a test to see like what stuff are they going to change. Because remember, LFs used to be ticket exclusive, and then they started to see people not really liking that it was ticket exclusive. Then they made LFs like you could get them off any rate, like any multi, right? Like FSK and Beerus were ticket exclusive, and then I don't know if Goten was ticket exclusive as well, but Super Vegeta wasn't, right? So they made changes with LF, so we might see some changes with Ultra drops. It might be 1,000. You don't know. The banner might last longer. We just don't know, right? This is just test run. But if they do make changes and keep it at the 2000 Z power and make their banner last longer, then people are going to have these Ultra units at higher stars, going to have more chance. Instead of 15 days, they're going to have 30 days or something to get them to 14 stars, right? So that's also another thing to point out. And also Ultra's drop rate is only at a 0.35. Now I know I'm only saying only 3.35, like it's like that's still very low, right? But when these LFs dropped, those LFs that I just showed, they was at a 0.25, right? Even these new LFs are at a 0.5. So the fact that they're only 0.15% lower than the newest LF, feature LFs, and then the LFs that's like not featured, is actually kind of interesting. Like we thought that it was gonna be a lot lower. We thought it was gonna be at a point. Ultra was gonna be at a 0.25, but they're at a 0.35. So, you can still pull them. You can still pull them, right? And then there's that step that gives them a 0.2 times rate, so they're at a 0.7, right? So then that means they have a higher pull rate than the LFs, the new feature LF on the banner, right? 0.7 and that one step. So. Yeah, the reason why I'm saying I'm scared for the 2022 LFs is because there's a lot of reasons, right? Let's go to the LFs, right? So we had the newest LF banner, right? When I'm recording this banner's still up, the 1800 Z power. A lot of people got their LFs juiced up a ton because the 1800 Z power is just so valuable, right? We don't know what the devs are planning to do with the 2022 step-up banners, because if they drop it back to the 600 Z power, like people are just gonna be like, but yeah, like a lot of people are just gonna be like, bro, like this sucks, bro. Like I remember like the 1800 Z power banner was so valuable. I got all my LFs juiced up, and if they go back to the 600 Z power, bro, like rocking a 2-star unit in this meta is just not good. Like that 1800 Z power made everybody's box juiced up. Like if you kept summoning on that banner, like you would just realize how stacked your box got like after you summon on those banners. Like it's absolutely nuts. I've been seeing a lot more people having like 9 to 14-star units when I'm playing PvP now. It used to be kind of rare, like you would see like a 14-star team and you'd be like, oh man, that guy's a straight up whale. But everyone has a really stacked out team right now. Like it's like, like I said, like a 9 to 14-star range that they compete in PvP, especially in the top ranks. So if they're going to make these LFs pull rate, Z power rate at 600 again, like people are not going to really chop. Not a lot of people going to think it's valuable to summon on it, because you got to pull that unit 16 times, 16, 17 times to get them to 14 stars, when it used to be all you have to do was pull him on the 1800 Z power, you have to pull him 6 times, I believe. Yeah, like 6 times to 14 star. So everyone was able to 14 star Goku, Vegeta, and Zoro Trunks. So all you do is pull them 6 times. But if they go back to the 600 Z power, you got to pull them. You got to pull them 17 times to 14 star, right? And a lot of people gonna see like, yo, that's just not valuable at all. Like we seen some of these new LFs, like these old, like these later 2021 LFs, like 8 Vegeta, LF Cell, and like even at 6 stars, man, they're still not even competing in this meta because everyone's stars is stacked out, and they're still pretty underwhelming. So I'm really curious to see what they do for the 2022 banners, because one, if they keep it 600 Z power, people are not gonna like that. Two, we have these ultra units in the game that are going to be dropped. They're going to be dropped every 2 to 3 months, right? So I could see a lot more people stop summoning on these monthly LFs and just start saving for ultras, because people are going to do what's valuable for their box, right? I remember when LFs used to drop like every 2 to 3 months. And I used to never summon on any other banner. I used to never summon on the Zenkai, like the UFTR banners. I would never summon on those Legends Rising banners. I would save my CC for the LF banners because they had the most valuable. You had the great step, like the step ups back in the day was so goated. You had a very strong, they usually dropped, 1 to 2 1% units that was very powerful. And then you had this busted LF unit, right? You got so much bank. Like even if you didn't even pull the LF, you got like some other great valuable stuff, right? So a lot of people just save their CC for the LF banners because those were like the best units. Those were like the best like units in the game, the LF units. So people wouldn't even summon on those other banners because they're just not valuable. Then the Zenkai era, right? When people was like, there's really no point in summoning on these units because like you gotta dump a ton of crystals just to get them to like what 3 to 4 stars, where you can dump 7k CC for a busted unit, right? That's super powerful, a Zenkai unit that's just gonna be a lot more powerful. That's a lot more bang for your buck. So you see a lot more people not even summon on these new banners, and they just wait for the new Zenkai banner and just use Zenkai units, right? And now I'm kind of seeing that what people might do is skip the monthly LF banners. Like although they have the pity system stuff, it's just that 600 Z power is just not enough for this meta. Because like I said, everyone's units are juiced up now because of that 1800 Z power banner. So when people are pulling them, I got them at 4 stars, and they use them in PvP, they're like, bro, like they can't even compete with this this meta because everyone's units is juiced up. And I even feel like say a 4 or 6 star new LF, right, with this feature boost, that 20% damage, that 15% to both defense, I just still don't even know that's going to keep up. So the only way for them, for the 2022 LFs to really be very just for them to be super good, is you got to make them to the Goku, Vegeta, sort of Hulk, Trunks level. If they make them to that type of level of power, then I can definitely see them having value, right? But if they make them like just like a just a solid LF, like an 8 Vegeta or a perfect Cell, then I don't think people are going to really be trying to invest all their CC into it. Why not just save your CC, stack up your CC, and for the next Ultra unit, where based off the last Ultra unit we got, 2000 Z power, all you have to do is pull them 5 times to 14 star. Even if you don't even 14 star, even if you pull them 3 times, right, you're getting them to 10 stars if you pull them 3 times. If you pull them twice, you get them to 8 stars. So if you take, for example, you pull them 2 times or 3 times, 8 to 10 stars, that's a lot more valuable than something for the newest LF, right? And they also going to have LFs on that banner as well. So say for example, you don't even pull, like say you pull like 2 of them, and then you might get some LF copies as well, right? Because that banner also gives you a guaranteed sparking, which the LF step up banner does not do. They do not give you guaranteed sparkings every time you summon. So you're not even guaranteed. You could get shafted even on the LF banner, which is dumb. So it's like, I might as well just save my CC every month until a new Ultra unit comes out, and then summon and then dump all my CC there. So the 2022 LFs, their banner, the units itself, all that stuff, their drop rates, all that stuff is very, very important, because if people are starting to see like, hey, like it's just not worth, people are just not gonna summon those banners, and people are gonna stack their CCs and wait for the next Ultra unit. So let me know what you guys think. I really feel like there's a lot on the line for this next LF, based off the drop rates, how good the kit is, like how powerful they are. and their banner. So let me know what you guys think about this discussion. Like, comment, subscribe, and more growth, man. And I'm out. Peace.